place, y'all. So this is all where we buy our scrap metal from over here at Southern Metals. They got really good pricing. You can come in here and get it off of the discount bin, which is basically, it's got dents and scratches and it's damaged metal, and they sell it for really cheap. So we're gonna look through this aluminum bin right here, and we're gonna grab us something to build these patch panels out of real quick this morning. So let me see what I need, you know, go from there. But man, they got everything. This place is, if you're building race cars and doing fab work, this place is like heaven. So let me grab something. So I went ahead and grabbed a pretty big piece of thicker aluminum, way bigger than what we need, but $54 for half a sheet that was dented on the edges. So what we'll do is we'll cut the damaged section out, and that's what we'll use at the shop to repair the booth. And then if you put it on your Discovery cards, you get cash back on the purchase. And then being it is a business expense, all of this stuff that we're out spending money on today and buying, it's a write-off. So for your business, because it's you know, will fall under maintenance and all that kind of stuff, whatever the accountant, that's the accountant's part. It's not me, I'm not an accountant. So we pay somebody to professionally do all of our taxes and write-offs and everything. But yeah, it's a business expense. So then what happens to the trash that's left over, you know, 75% of the sheet that is not used that's left over is, it'll go to the house for the race car. All right, so let's see what we got. Look at my guys, boy, done got all this mess cleaned up out of here. I told these people that it would be done by this afternoon. So on the breaker box, we need to get 3 feet on each side. You can't have anything within 3 feet of the breaker box. We're gonna get our electrician to do something about this light. You know, they don't like stuff like this, where we used house cord. I mean, this stuff's really old. And then we build a plug onto the end of it. We unplug it and plug it in every day.
You are going to learn to be more professional, Luke. That's what you're going to do, Luke.
We're gonna get all that hard mounted. They don't like things like this being on the cords. They don't like wire nuts, you know, spliced together. So we're gonna get rid of all that, put like Romex cable in there. We're cleaning all that off the booth. Seth's cleaning out around the paint booth. So they want you to have 3 foot around all of your paint booth and 2 feet around all of your fire extinguishers. So they want 2 foot, Mike said 2 foot, I'm saying 3 foot to be safe, but 2 foot beside every fire extinguisher and then nothing below it. So we're gonna move this around, but we're gonna flip this around over there. That should get us our 3 feet buffer zone off of our panel, and it should keep it clean directly under fire extinguisher because you don't want nothing under that. We need 3 feet off the booth. These are getting moved. Been wanting to move them forever, just lazy and haven't had an excuse. He's cleaned up everything else back here. They want 3 feet to everything. So we've pulled the measurement, and if we move this stack up here, that gives you 3 feet, your 3 feet buffer zone between here, and then we'll get these things out the walkway. That way it's nice and cleaned up. We've got some scrap wood up on the back of the booth and stuff like this we're gonna take down that we don't need. You know, we had put this little strip up here, sorry about the lighting, but we originally had wired in an adjustable thing to try to control the fan motor, and it actually burned up because it was a cheap one. So they don't like stuff like this, wire nuts, even though you can see right here I'm grabbing it, it's hot, everything's perfectly fine if you were at your house, but they don't like that. So I bought some little plugs that we're gonna undo this wire right here and put a plug in the box. That way that's closed off like it's supposed to be up to code. Get rid of this wood. Fire suppression system's out of date. I told you on the last video it's out of date. We need to get it done. We were already in the process of handling this because actually our dealership, the insurance for our dealership, they already checked this stuff. So the fire department was actually about, I don't know, a week late, 2 weeks late, because we've already actually made the calls to service all of our fire suppression systems. We were already on that. The lights, I'll show you on the other side. They have little covers where the wire goes in, so they're missing on the other side. They want them fixed. I don't think he said nothing about this rack being up here, but I've wanted to move it anyway, so we're going to go ahead and take the wood off the side of the booth and move it over here.
They were also concerned about our drop cords we don't use for some reason.
They were concerned about there's a couple drop cords that are missing ends on them. I just picked up some ends. We're going to go ahead and fix them. I think they were concerned about this stuff. So it had wire nuts, and they weren't complaining about it necessarily hanging up. They were saying that if they were to come by and catch it plugged into the wall and it had, you know, tape and electrical connectors like this on it, that it could be a find. We don't use these drop cords over here. We use like this one, but like the ones with you know, the other ones have damage. Like we haven't used this thing in probably 2 years, but I've been wanting to put ends on it and fix it. So I'm gonna go and do it. I mean, like I said, it's a perfect day to fix this stuff. This one actually, we don't even use because the end, it got squished by a car. But we're gonna go ahead and put a brand new end on that. I mean, we're just gonna knock out all kinds of stuff. We're gonna move a lot of this. Is our bolt bin. This one right here also hasn't been used in like a year. I've been meaning to fix it and I haven't. I don't know where it's at. Oh, the end was tore off of it. So we're gonna go ahead and replace the end on that one and get us a couple drop cords back up and going. We had our vise table over here. We moved it over there. I've been wanting to kind of tidy all this stuff up anyway and just haven't found a reason to do it yet. So this is perfect. So we went ahead and moved that over here. That gives us plenty of our 3 feet. And then they were very upset about the carpet in the booth. He doesn't like the carpet. So I went ahead and had Seth move some stuff in here. The carpet wasn't glued down or nothing. It's basically just rolled out like a rug. So we went ahead and rolled it up. We're going to trash it. I've been wanting to replace that anyway because I've had that for about 2 years, that carpet. So it's time for it to go anyway, and then we might just go ahead and paint the floor. I might just leave it alone. Like I said, when I originally put the carpet in here, we were in a different position in our business. We were doing customer work, and I was trying to keep trash out of the jobs, and it worked pretty good. But since then, I don't really do customer work. I just do my dealer work, and I do some customer work, but what customer work I do, we often cut and buff. So the carpet is not like needed. That's why I haven't changed it. It works excellent. If you're trying to do it in your garage, you need to cut down on some trash on the floor, go get you some outdoor carpet and just roll it out. You don't have to glue it down, nothing like that. It helps with the airflow, but it's not needed in this situation. He didn't like the wooden shelves in here, which we used to mix paint on, as you can see. These have bothered me for a while because they just collect dust because we actually really hardly don't use them. I just haven't found an excuse to take them down. They're junk collectors, and everybody has tables and stuff in their shop that's a junk collector. So we're going to take them down, get rid of them. And then the plywood that is up here that we originally had took to slow down the flow of the booth. If you go back and watch my other paint booth video where I explain about the intake and the exhaust in your booth, we used these originally to slow down the flow. Basically, that was, again, whenever I was doing customer work, and I'm partially lazy and just haven't changed anything and done anything in here. We just keep flowing every day, and I haven't took the day off. I've been telling my guys for 2 years now that we're going to repaint these walls and refinish them, and then just every month, every year goes by, and we don't redo it. So we're going to go ahead and get these out. I was thinking about on the way here, I'm going to just throw filters back in them because it don't matter no more about the airflow really, since I'm not really doing customer work. So we're just going to pull the screws out of these, trash these. I've got to grab my cages. Your filters clip into these style cages. They're just 2 foot by 2 foot, and these are disposable filters. You just replace these every so often when they get too dirty. That's the kind of some of the stuff they were complaining about. I wanted to clean up this area. I told my guy that I've been sick and tired of looking at this F-150 seat I've had leaned up here for sale on Marketplace for like $60. I've literally had it leaned up against outside this booth for probably 6 months, and every day I say I'm gonna throw it out and I don't get to it. Like I said, the lights, we're gonna tidy up all the wiring on them that I've been wanting to do. If you come in our mixing room where we mix all of our paint at, they were complaining about drop cords and stuff. I've had some drop cords that we ran to plug in, like our water cooler and stuff like that, our refrigerator. They didn't like it. They don't like drop cords. They're big on the drop cord thing. So all you need to do for that, or what I plan to do, is just to go get an actual legit power strip that has a GFCI on it that's made. It's actually not like a drop cord. It's, for moving power. If you don't have a receptacle nearby, you can actually get one that has a GFCI on it that will trip if anything happens, so that it's safe. So we're just going to grab one of them, or we'll move some of these coolers. A lot of this stuff is just laziness that I haven't done. We've had a power strip here with all of our chargers plugged into it. We don't need that really. We'll probably put that on a different power strip also, probably a new one, clean it up, move it down, get rid of some of these chargers because we have a lot that we don't even use laying around. They don't like this, so this drop cord actually right here, every time you come in the morning, I just plug this simply in for this light up here. I have a light, so they don't like that. So what we'll probably do is we'll literally just cut this cord, take this cord off, have our electrical contractor put this thing in the wall and tie it in with that. That way when you flip the switch on for the lights up here, these lights come on also, because it's always been annoying that I come in and I have to flip that switch on and then plug that in. So again, it's pure laziness. That's all it is. That was fast and quick. Some receptacle covers are missing up front. As you can see, I called Eddie when I was out and about, and he was like, dude, we got receptacle covers out the yin yang. So I've had them all in the boxes. We just have took them off for whatever reason and not put them back on. So throw all of our covers back on. That's simple stuff. This is the kind of cable that I'm talking about that we've had for, you know, if you do have to have an exposed wire and you don't want to use conduit, you can use this. You can get this at your local like Lowe's or Home Depot, and this holds up for code where it has this protective sheathing around it that goes around it so that you don't have to run conduit. You can actually just use this stuff, and it's not bad. I think you can get, Mike said, like 250 feet for like $150 or something. He bought some this past weekend for his house, so it's not like it's terrible. The exits, they were not happy about a lot of the exits being blocked. This door is actually taped shut, locked, sealed shut. It's not designed for exit or stuff all around it. This used to be, this room was actually a separate address. So this whole room was registered as 3401-3. We registered it with the post office. Originally, this was the dealership. When we had two businesses here, you can't have a dealership shared with another business. So we had registered. This was walled in. It had to have its own entrance from the outside. So we put this door in, and this was a separate room. This door was not here. And then when we got rid of the other guy that we had here that was causing problems basically, and he was the reason why we couldn't share the front office with everything else. So we once he was out of the picture, we were able to transfer everything back to up front, where basically the building is just a dealership and we don't care about none of the other companies. We don't really care about the mechanic side or the paint body side as far as advertising. All we care about is the dealership side pretty much. So this door has been since then like pretty much permanently sealed. It's not an exit. So he was cool with that. They were over here. Let's see here, your fire extinguishers, again, they have to be 2 feet on both sides by code. You can't have them, you know, really close. So all this clutter, this just irritates me all the time. We clean it up every couple weeks, but we're actually going to go ahead and frame a 2x4 from here straight up to the ceiling, and then move the fire extinguisher out here on a 2x4 so it's out here in the open, and then tidy up our drop cord rack where that's mounted in that too, and make that a whole lot better. Over here, they did not like the clutter. This is Mike's stuff. He's going to have to clean this stuff up, but they didn't like the clutter around the exits. They want the exits more wide open, so that's Mike's gig on this side of the shop, but he'll go through, clean this clutter up, get all this. We're throwing away like some that weed eater. I told Mike that it's going in the dumpster if he doesn't get it out of here. A lot of this stuff is getting shoveled in the dumpster if he don't get it out of here, because a lot of it's just pure T laziness. I'm just sick of the stuff sitting around. All that trash up there we're going to get rid of, but that's the type of stuff that they were not liking. And then in the office in here, I'll show you what we got. So in here, they were not happy about like drop cords. Basically, I don't know. They said that we had drop cords that we were using as permanent fixtures, but I'm guessing maybe they mean this stuff right here, which goes up there to the security stuff. I don't know, but we're consolidating all this stuff, moving it all where it's tidied up and everything. We'll probably be getting rid of this table and scoot the filing cabinet down, and then put probably microwaves and everything on top with one power strip, so it's GFCI protected, and tidying that up. Basically, they were just a bunch of drop cords and a bunch of stuff, you know, outlet covers off. Again, we have it in the back, about to chunk it back on. Just real small, minor stuff that we got to go through and fix. So we're gonna knock it out. All right, so here's what we got. This is the paper they issued with me from New Hanover County Fire Services. Yeah, basically, this is the fire extinguisher stuff. It hasn't been serviced since 2018. Spray booth hasn't been serviced 2018. We did just make that call. They'll be here on Wednesday to service everything for that. We finally got that handled. Unblock, let's see here, electrical panel, I think that says. We'll get all that unblocked, the panels where, you know, like I just went over with a 3-foot rule, unblock the exits. I just showed you all the issues with that. Mike will handle his exit. I don't know what that says. Something about the booth, maybe the shelves. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to handle all that. Many electrical issues. The electrician will come here. He'll just go through the whole entire shop and just tidy up all of the loose ends on the electrical. The wood shelves, I just told you we're taking them out. And then the carpet, as you've seen just a second ago, it's already, or if you haven't seen it yet, it's already actually out. It's just rolled up. It's not actually permanently put down. Outlet covers, I just showed you the issues with them. We'll chunk them back on. Splice wiring, we'll take care of all that. So that's basically all of the violations that it was, but we just need to go through everything and sort out all the stuff. Here's your fire heat, it says mortar or whatever. Basically, it's fire caulking, so it's fire resistant caulking. So when we build the patch panel for the back of the booth, you'll use this fireproof caulking. This makes sure that fire doesn't get through your cracks and everything. So if you're building a booth in your garage or at your house and you want to help protect your home, you know, I know a lot of y'all paint in your house garage. You know, you could seal it up with this fire stuff, and then it will help slow the fire down if something does happen. Make sure you have some fire extinguishers on hand, you know, if you're painting out of your house, because we're not going to sit here and pretend like a bunch of idiots that a lot of people are not painting race cars at their houses or out in their garage. So just be safe about it and be low-key. Not bad. We're going to knock through all this stuff and get this stuff handled, man. Knock it out. Make sure we go down the list, satisfy them with everything they want, handle everything, get everything up to code, get all the safety stuff taken care of, and be on our way.